Happy Monday. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. It is the 28th day of May. 28th day of May, 3:06 in the afternoon here, Central Standard Time. 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to talk to me live. 866-582-9933. And if you're listening to the podcast, want to know more, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696 and 24/7 on you-know-what, everybody's favorite World Wide Web. How did we ever survive before the Internet? God only knows. And can you imagine where it's going to be 10 years from now? The website, of course, of the same name as the radio show, fireyourmdnow.com. Fireyourmdnow.com. Was talking to an associate in Canada, Mike Phillip. He stands in for me from time to time, as does the commander. Commander, by the way, is going to be here Thursday. Mike Phillip's going to be here Friday filling in. And later on, at the top of the second hour today, we have Mike Randolph from the Longevity Company. He's going to be telling us the latest and the greatest about what's happening on the corporate end of longevity and also giving us tips for business building. Because why? Because everybody is sick and suffering. Now, this is what we're doing. This is a breakthrough. This is a revolution. This is the next best thing. This is like the beginning of Microsoft. This is like the beginning of Apple. This is like Steve Jobs in his garage putting together the first Mac. You got it? This is where we're at. But it's not just a business thing. It's not just a longevity thing. It is a cultural medical thing. It is a cultural medical thing. Because for 100 years, we have been brainwashed into believing that the only valid system of medicine is MD, the MD way, that everybody else has substandard, dangerous, back-of-the-bus training, and they're basically quacks. The only real doctor is an MD. Everybody else shouldn't really be called a doctor. You can see MDs, steam coming out of their ears when a chiropractor or a naturopath or even a PhD, for goodness sakes, refers to themselves as a doctor. This is how deep the delusion goes. 100 years of pharmaceutical profiteering propaganda has convinced us that the only doctor is an MD and that everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack. Well, guess what? It just ain't so. And this myth is starting to crumble. It is starting to crumble at the feet of conventional medicine. It is crumbling away. Why? Because MD-directed medicine, the piece of the pie of medicine that MDs are trained in, MD-directed allopathic reductionistic medicine doesn't work. It doesn't work in the treatment of chronic disease. It does not work in the treatment of chronic disease. So when a type of medicine it dominates and monopolizes the medical marketplace, and it doesn't work, what would you expect to see as a result? Increasing amounts of illness, right? Well, that's exactly what you get. While the MDs, of course, have been driving the bus of medicine, Alzheimer's has skyrocketed. Autism has skyrocketed. Arthritis, I mean, it's getting worse. High blood pressure, it's getting worse. Kidney disease, getting worse. Birth defects, getting worse. Our life expectancy flatlined. Why? Because of some new gene? Because of a genetic upsurgence? Because of crap in the air, crap in the water, crap in the food? No. Because MDs don't know how to fix chronic disease. They are not equipped for it. Their philosophy of healing does not entertain the correct notions. It is warped and it is skewed and it has a built-in bias that they do not see. MD-directed medicine is perfect for surgery when surgery is indicated and trauma care. That's their wheelhouse. But when the MD attempts to interface with the human body in the management of a chronic disease, the therapeutics that they bring to bear are informed by a philosophy which is out of date, old-fashioned, and just, it's not true. It's incorrect. It is an incorrect set of assumptions. MDs look at the human body through a filter, and they don't even know the filter is there. It is bad, and it is getting worse. Medical The medical system is crumbling. The prices keep going up and up. Well, why? Because, they got to come up with this new designer therapy, and that's not going to work. We have the new designer therapy for your arthritis. It's, genetic encoding. Even though the guy that discovered the structure of the double helix, Watson or Crick? Well, both of them discovered it. I think it was Watson, James Watson, recently came out, was quoted as saying, doing all of this research with genes and genetic sequencing is a freaking waste of money because it does not produce results, because the root cause of disease is not genetic. It's chemical. It's nutritional. If you have arthritis, it's a nutritional deficiency disease. You have high blood pressure, it's a nutritional deficiency disease. You have fibromyalgia, it's a nutritional deficiency disease. Your kid is born autistic. One of the root causes of autism is not enough nutrition in the blood of the pregnant mother. It's that simple. But your medical doctor has no training, no respect, no appreciation, and no experience with medical nutrition. And so to them, nutrition, is like it's an afterthought. It's the stuff that is left in the gutter after the rainstorm. It's of non-consequence. Well, you got to eat. Just eat from the 4 food groups. That's what the MD will tell you. That's as good as it gets. That's the long and the short of it. And listening to their advice, we have gone down the tubes. Down the tubes. So listen, everybody is sick and suffering. And by everybody, I mean everybody. Everybody needs our help. Now, my colleague, Dr. Wallach, from 1960 to 1972, right around there, in the 70s sometime, I forget the exact dates, was in 1970 to 1982, that's what I'm looking for, was in charge of $25 million federally funded research, $25 million of federally funded research, it took 12 years, 26,000 autopsies. It's in the Smithsonian Institution. And this research uncovered the root causes of most chronic diseases being nutritional. If you're sick and suffering with a chronic disease, you don't have a bad gene, you have a bad doctor. It's a nutritional deficiency that's driving your illness. Now, it's compounded, of course, by eating foods that are pro-inflammatory, foods that have no nutritional value, vaccinations, or electromagnetic radiation, chemtrails. All of this stuff, of course, is adding insult to injury, but the primary injury is nutritional. And unless you fix the primary injury, you're spitting into the freaking wind. Now, Dr. Wallach, in his brilliance and wisdom, on purpose decided to set Longevity up, his company, as a networked business. Why on earth would he do that? For one reason, to empower you to become a doctor. Not, a PhD doctor, not an ND doctor, not like a doctor with a degree, and now you owe the medical school $300,000, thank you very much. But to become your own doctor from home. Because most chronic diseases you can get on the other side of by supporting and promoting the structure and function of the human body with boilerplate medical nutrition strategies, boilerplate stuff, folks. The MDs have let us all down, and they've let us all down hard. The MDs have no conceptual idea of the root cause of disease, so we must fire them. We must get rid of them, unless, of course, we need their services to help us with a traumatic injury. That's what they're good for. But look, 100 people in your church who are suffering with high blood pressure or arthritis or insomnia or anxiety and panic attacks or something, or they're overweight, which, again, is a nutrient deficiency disease. So you can help them, and you better help them, because the MDs are not going to be able to help them. That ain't going to change. That tiger ain't going to change his stripes. The MDs are going to continue to do what the MDs do, throw drugs and surgery at the condition that completely can't fix the condition. They can manage the condition at best, and they're going to bankrupt people into the process. Oh, by the way, they already do that. MD-directed medicine, the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. Oh, yeah, by the way, also the leading cause of death. Now, if you're okay with that, I don't want to be your friend. You've got your head in the sand. There's only 2 possibilities here. There's only 3 possibilities here. Either I'm lying, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, or I'm correct. You choose. I'm correct. Ladies and gentlemen, there exists right now, in real time, right now, therapeutics, science-based, clinically verified, developed by licensed physicians in the United States. Therapeutics designed to support and promote the structure and function of your body and to assist you in the face of a diagnosis of most chronic diseases, and we need your help. Because there's only a handful of licensed physicians who know this. There's 300 million plus suffering Americans. There's about 100 million suffering Canadians, and it's getting worse. Every year it's getting worse. We need you to join our coalition of the informed to become a member of Youngevity. Let us teach you Dr. Wallach's easy, squeezy, lemon cheesy health recovery protocols, because it's easy. You don't have to even know how to spell vitamin, for goodness sake. Holy smokes, you can pass the driver's license test. You can become a Youngevity representative and know everything that you need to know about how to help your friends and family members sleep through the night, stop limping around, play 18 holes of golf when they're 65, 70 years old, increase the health of their heart, increase the health of their body, come to a normal body weight and maintain it with ease, by the way. We're up against it. We're up against it hard. We need your help. This is how we're going to change the world, and this is what I meant. Wouldn't you have loved to be, Steve Jobs' next-door neighbor and had a clue about what he was up to so you could invest and get in on the ground floor? I mean, wouldn't you like to have been next to Bill Gates, like Bill Gates' high school buddy? I mean, wouldn't you have loved to be that? Think of where you'd be now. Well, now is the time to join Youngevity, because this trend is starting to gain legs. Don't be late. FireYourMDNow.com. Here's the sign right there. FireYourMDNow.com. Click on the Youngevity button. Join Team Glidden, and let us show you, hold your hand, bring you into the light of Youngevity, and let's change the world together. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around, taking your calls when we come back. 866-582-9933. Lines are, well, they're full. But call anyway. We're going to go right to Minnesota now and kick it off with William from Minnesota. Hello, William. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Awesome. How are you doing, Dr. Glidden?
Pretty good. Thanks for the call, man.
Yes. Calling today because I've got a seriously unstable shoulder. It just falls out of socket at least a couple times a month.
A month?
Oh, yeah. We're bad.
Man, how did it happen? I mean, what was the original insult?
It was a little bit of a scrapping incident a few years back, and I like to skateboard a lot, too. So over the years, it's kind of just got real bad, and I actually went, before I found out about Youngevity, I had a surgery, labral tear repair.
Ouch. Was it a complete tear all the way through or partial?
I was told it was ripped up pretty good, yeah, like a full tear.
Yeah. Well, you need surgery. You need surgery when the ligament or the tendon, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care if it's a ligament, tendon, connective tissue. If it's torn all the way through, then the only thing that's going to reattach that I'm aware of is surgery. Now, if it's just ripped a little bit, then nutrition will fix it. But either way, the addition of a solid state nutritional program is only going to help. There's a certain amount of stress, right, that's going to break anything. I mean, you can apply enough stress to a steel I-beam and snap it in two. It has to be a considerable amount of stress to do that, but you can do it. So, when we see consistent ligament laxness or consistent ligament weakness, in your case, then the first thing to consider, notwithstanding the trauma that you've done to it and, the hard knocks that you've already given that part of your body, we need to strengthen that part of your body, right? I mean, that's just prudent and wise. So in order to, by the way, before I forget, man, does it hurt like a son of a gun when that shoulder pops out? What's that like, man?
I've described it to like a little Wolverine kind of just tearing everything out.
Oh, man. So can you put it back in yourself, or do you need help?
Real bad ones, I've had to go to ER a couple times. Otherwise, yeah, I've had a couple dozen times where I've just kind of manipulated it back into socket. And, yeah, it hurts for hours and hours. It's just weak.
Yeah.
This last time was Saturday, and I couldn't sleep Sunday night. Had to go to ER Monday, had an x-ray, and they told me that it was still in a sublux position because of chronic subluxation.
Do you live alone? Do you live with anybody?
I live with a girlfriend.
All right. Well, I would teach her how to put the shoulder joint back into place. You might even want to go to find a good chiropractor or somebody that's versatile in physical medicine, because there's a particular technique that you can use to put the shoulder back in joint. And if you teach her the technique, it's going to save you a lot of time and trouble moving forward, because this is not an overnight fix, right? What we're up to here is kind of like, what's a good metaphor? It's growing a flower. You don't just plant a tomato seed on Monday and on Friday you're eating a tomato, right? It takes a couple of months for that baby to grow and then to ripen on the vine until it's good enough to eat. Well, healing the body is similarly a process rather than an event. It's going to take at least 90 days. Might take 6 months for you to come all the way around full circle into the wonderful land of ligament, stability and structure and strength. And into the bargain, in the intervening time, it's probably going to pop out again. So if you can have your girlfriend have a clue about what to do to help you put it back in, then life is going to be much easier for you. All right, so what's your current body weight?
About 190.
Okay, and how tall are you?
6'1". So
that's a good weight for you, right?
Yeah, I feel pretty fit. I mean, everything else is, we don't need to get into everything else.
Well, look, man, everything's connected, so give me a clue here.
Geez, I've had ACL replacement, two herniated discs in my lower back. Yeah,
so you got connective tissue stuff all over the place. You have restless legs at night in bed or high blood pressure?
Restless legs I've suffered from, yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same thing, man. It's all different arms of the same octopus. Hang with me through this break, and I'll tell you what to do to support and promote the structure and function of your cartilaginous body. When we come back, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Fire Your MD Now. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. 866-582-9933. Today is the 28th day of May 2013. Thanks for logging in, logging on, tuning in, tuning on, finding your way here. All of my Canadian viewers are up in arms. There's only 33 million people in Canada, not 100, not 100. All right, this is why we call it teamwork. Calm down up there. 33 million Canucks, 378 million Americans, every single one of us in trouble, unless, of course, we are members of Longevity. And that's why William from Minnesota is calling. He has long-standing ligament and tendon weakness issues. And I got to tell you something, William, it ain't because you have a bad gene, and it ain't because, you're too physically active. It's because you have a bad doctor. And all that the MDs have for this, bless their hearts, for goodness sake. Forget I said that. Thank God for Novocaine. That's what I meant to say. The MDs have gone out of their way to put myself and my colleagues behind bars so they can all go pound sand. They might be wonderful human beings, but they have aligned themselves with a profession that is despicable and that they should be ashamed to be a member of. But don't get me started. So, right around 100 pounds, buddy, in order to support and promote the structure and function of your ligaments and tendons, here's what I want to tell you to do. But I got a question before. Do you ever have an allergic reaction to lobster or clams or shrimp?
I can't say that I have.
And you've eaten those, right? You've eaten at least shrimp in the past, shrimp cocktail or some type of shellfish, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So the reason that I ask is that 2 of the supplements that I'm going to recommend that you take in order to support and promote the structure and function of your ligaments, tendons, and joints have shellfish in them. And if you're allergic to shellfish, then you're going to have trouble with these supplements. But since you're not, you're good to go. So here's the recommendation. You're going to need 2. Are you in pain, by the way? Is pain like a constant companion, or does it only come and go when the shoulder goes out?
No, me and pain walk hand in hand through most everything we do.
Ouch. Okay, so the recommendation in my perfect world would be per month 2 healthy bone and joint packs. You know what? I'm going to scratch that. Let me recalculate this. That's going to be too much CM cream. So I want you to do 1 healthy start pack. I'm sorry, 2. Like, somebody give me a drink, for goodness sake. 2 healthy start packs. 2 healthy start packs. 2 healthy start packs. 4 bottles of selenium. 4 bottles of selenium and 3 bottles of glucogel at the 240 count. 3 glucogel, 240, 4 selenium, 2 healthy start packs, and 1 bottle of CM, like Charlie Michael, CM cream. And you can apply the CM cream topically above the joints that are in pain. This really, I've heard it anecdotally be successfully used for many different types of pain, but the only pain that I've really consistently seen it kick the butt of is pain in the ligaments and joints due to arthritic stress, right? So you can use the CM cream topically as needed in order to try to knock down the pain response, the inflammatory response, while we are supporting and promoting the structure and function of the ligaments and joints from the inside out. And we're going to do that with 2 healthy start packs, 4 bottles of selenium, 3 glucogel a month. Now, I don't know how much you've been listening to this program or how far along the learning curve you are, so forgive me if what I'm about to say is redundant, okay? But what we're attempting to do here is fill up the nutritional tank so that we give your body the raw materials it needs to get the job done. It only makes sense that while we're filling the tank up, you stop eating food that's punching holes in that tank, because otherwise we're peeing into the wind, right? We're going to be 3 steps forward, 3 steps backwards. So in addition to taking these nutritional supplements, you would be wise, William, to eliminate the 10 bad foods from your diet. There are 10 foods that we have identified as delivering net negative results to the human body, and you can get that list for free if you don't have it already at my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the newsletter button. Sign up for my newsletter. It's free. Don't worry, we don't sell the emails. Everything's kept in-house. Sign up for my free monthly newsletter. And when you do that, you will get a copy of the good food, bad food list for free, plus the access to a little video that I produce that explains why. And your job is to eliminate all 10 foods that are on the bad list and take these nutritional supplements every day. And you want to give yourself 90 days, 90 days on this program before you judge it up or down, right? 90 days. Most people feel something within the first 3-4 weeks. But because you've had such long-standing trouble, it might take you a while for this to kick in, because there's a significant amount of weakness and damage that we have to get on the other side of. But nonetheless, the last thing I want to tell you, William, is that this is not specifically a ligament and tendon and joint fix. This is a William from Minnesota fix. So as we're moving downstream, right, this is what the word holistic means. This is what it means. That this program is delivered to your entire body, because everything's connected, man. So moving forward, right, you want to pay attention. Well, in addition to how your shoulder does and your ligaments and joints and tendons everywhere else, well, how's your energy? How's your mood? How's your sleep? How's your appetite? How's your sex drive? How's your, muscular aerobic endurance, right? How does all of that stuff flesh out as we're moving forward over time? And so that needs to be kind of your just keep that in your crosshairs for 90 days, and I think that's a good program. Any questions?
Well, yeah, I've actually been on, well, just half of the program you listed there for a couple months, and just like you said, I mean, everything is improving except for the shoulder.
So which half were you not on?
Well, I'm on the Healthy Start Pack, just one a month, and a liquid bottle of Glucogel, and I've also got CM cream.
All right, well, another thing that you can do, all right, well, so then if there's a budgetary thing here, then go to the grocery store and buy as much Jell-O as you can. Buy as much Jell-O as you can and start eating Jell-O like a son of a gun. I mean, I'm serious. Start eating Jell-O like a son of a gun, because there's stuff in gelatin, Nox gelatin, if you can stomach it. Just unflavored gelatin all by itself would be the best thing for you to have. But notwithstanding that, just get some Jell-O and start eating the crap out of it. I mean, make frozen Jell-O and eat it all of the time. Like, eat those little ice cubes of frozen Jell-O, because that's the stuff that your joints need. Isn't that interesting? And also, when you eat chicken, save the bones and the carcass and make a soup out of it, and boil the crap out of it, and try to leach everything you can out of the chicken bones. When you buy orange juice, make sure it's calcium fortified orange juice, right? There's a number of ways you can kind of up the ante here on a fixed income. But honestly, William, the easiest way to get around this monetary obstacle, and don't feel bad, man, because, you and 95% of everybody else listening is up against it financially. I mean, everybody in this country was using their houses as credit cards in the 80s and the 90s. And then the real estate market crashed, and everybody's up the creek without a paddle. I mean, it's bad, man. So look, if you're up against it with your budget, you're not alone, man. But there's a way out of it. And thank God for Dr. Wallach. And, listen to the second hour of the show today, because I know hundreds of people, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of people who have really been struggling financially, and within 6 months max of working their longevity business, they're able to afford $300 worth of nutritional supplements every month to get them for free. Plus, they pocket a couple of extra $100 a month. This is not a difficult business to do, but you need to be trained in how to do it. You need someone to hold your hand. You need someone to show you the ropes. You need someone to show you how to, do it. Because you try to figure it out yourself, you'll screw it up unless, you're a genius. And every once in a while we come across a genius. But look, man, if you're up against it financially, call Longevity. Find out who is in your upline that's making money and that's working the business. Because there might be 3,000 people in your upline, 3,000 people in the company above you, but only 10 of them are actually working the business hard. You want to find the person that's working the business hard, call them and say, hey, I'm your new protege, because the more money that you make, the more successful you are, the more successful they're going to be. I mean, I look forward to those phone calls. My team looks forward to those phone calls. We encourage those phone calls. So get in touch with Longevity Customer Service. Ask them who is in your upline, and, join the cause here, man, because we need you. Everybody in your community needs you. And if you just apply the simple system every day, I mean, it's a simple system, 10 conversations a week, 10 conversations with people a week about money or about health. That's it, 10 conversations a week. Within a year, you will not recognize your checkbook, and I am not kidding, man. I've seen hundreds of people do it, and they ain't no smarter than you. I got to get to the next call, William. Go out there and get them. In the meanwhile, eat Jell-O, baby, and keep up the good work. I appreciate the phone call. Appreciate everything that you do. Going from Minnesota to Montana, going to talk to Chris now about high blood pressure. Hey, Chris, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, Montana, how are you, buddy?
Well, I've been fighting my blood pressure for years, and it's getting worse and worse all the time. Right now, I'm out at the dead end. Nothing really works for me.
Okay, well, tell me have you tried the longevity stuff?
No, I haven't. I've heard a little about your program, but not that much.
Okay, so, well, yeah, I'm so glad that you called, man, because here's the deal. This is, I mean, I don't know. You'd have to know me, right, to know that I'm not blowing smoke, but let me tell you something. I've been a licensed naturopathic physician for over 20 years now, and I'm coming up on 25 years of clinical experience, right? I've been around the block with science-based, clinically verified, non-drug therapies delivered in a clinical setting. I know of which I speak, and for goodness sake, I practically grew up with the vitamin industry in the United States. I was a field rep for a very successful vitamin company, but they only sold to doctors, right? Imagine me trying to sell an MD a vitamin. Well, you can see why I don't do that job anymore. But my point is, I have a lot of experience with the manufacture of vitamins, and as a naturopathic doctor, man, we have access to vitamins made by companies you've never even heard of, because there's over 100 nutritional supplement companies that only sell to doctors. You can't even get their stuff online. So in the wonderful world of vitamin manufacture, yours truly has a great deal of experience, and I'm here to tell you that the longevity products, the products developed by Dr. Wallach, his recipes are more sophisticated, more science-based, and produce better results than anything I've seen, man. I'm not surprised you're still suffering. You just haven't taken the right stuff, Chris. Stick with me through the break, and I'll tell you what to do when we come back. I appreciate the phone call. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Mike Randolph coming up at the top of the next hour. Fasten your seatbelts. I love it when Mike shows up. He's here every Tuesday, God willing. We're going to talk about all things longevity and help you understand how easy it is to make yourself wealthy by making everyone in your life healthy. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. We're helping Chris from Montana right now, who's got a blood pressure issue that he's been dealing with forever. Chris, are you still with me?
Yes, I sure am.
Okay, so from our point of view, Chris, there are two major drivers of a high blood pressure issue. The single most common reason people's blood pressure becomes out of control is because they don't have enough calcium and or magnesium nutritionally available to them. It's a calcium and magnesium deficiency, which begs the question, are there other things in your life that you're bothered by, any other physical ailments besides high blood pressure, like ringing in the ears, vertigo, any type of arthritis, or what are your teeth like, man? Let's start there. Do you have any root canals or false teeth? How are your teeth?
No, I got super good teeth.
Okay, how about low back pain or arthritis?
No arthritis either. There's only one thing bothering me is my blood pressure, which is been a problem, and it's getting worse and worse.
And do you sleep through the night? Is it easy to fall asleep, or is it hard to fall asleep?
Well, most of the people don't notice if they got blood pressure, but me, it wakes up, and as soon as it gets high, it wakes me up.
So, and how do you feel it? Do you feel a pounding in your head? I mean, how do you know that your blood pressure's high?
Well, I just feel in my I've had it for so long, and I feel it in my cyst in my head, like you said.
Well, okay, so wow, so you must. I'm going to guess that you work the land. Are you a farmer or an outdoorsman of any type?
I'm a mixed farmer.
A mixed farmer, yeah. Okay, so you're in touch with your body's rhythms. Most people that work the land like that are. It's an interesting observation I've made over the years. Most people that work the land are, by definition, way more in touch with their body than other people are. People who live in the cities, forget it. I mean, people who live in the cities, their heart can be pounding out of their chest. They don't even feel it, for goodness sake. So, how much do you weigh, Chris? What's your body weight?
165.
All right, so write this number down, please.
Yes.
855-347-3696. How did you hear about me, by the way?
Oh, okay. Say that the last four digits again.
96.
3696.
Yeah. How did you hear about me?
Well, I've heard other patients that really had good luck with you with different problems.
Okay, so did one of them tell you to call the show?
Well, they give me that number to call.
All right, so you want to get back in touch with them, and you want to say, all right, this is what Dr. Glidden recommended I do to support my body, because they'll get credit when you place this order, and that's how we work. We like to lean on everybody, and we're in one big group. So you want to get back in touch with the person that told you about my radio show and order the supplements through them, and they will get credit for it. So here's what I'd like you to take every month. I'd like you to take one Healthy Start Pack, one Healthy Start Pack, one Cal Toddy, that's C-A-L, T like Thomas, O-D-D-Y, one Healthy Start Pack, one Cal Toddy, and one bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. One bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules, one bottle of Cal Toddy, and one Healthy Start Pack. And that's what I'd like you to do for the first 8 weeks. So you're going to need, one order of that in June and one order of that in July, okay? And there are 10 foods that you need to stop eating. I'm going to give you the top 5. Are you ready? Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. You need to stop eating anything that has wheat, barley, rye, or oats in it, and all fried food. No fried food, no oatmeal, no Wheaties, no bread that has wheat in it. You can have gluten-free bread if you want gluten-free bread, but no bread that has wheat, barley, rye, or oats in it. Take those nutritional supplements for 8 weeks and call me back on the 3rd week and give me an update. I'll look forward to it, Chris. Thanks for the call. Now go out there and get your health back. You're going to love how you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back at you with Mike Randolph at 6 minutes after the hour. This is the Genesis Communication Network, and I am Dr. Peter Glidden. Thank you so much for tuning in.